Take no prisoners, comrades.
What's up, guys? This is Matt, and today I'm bringing you the second episode and the second installment of this little weekly series that I like to call barebones. Barebones, of course, meaning no weapon attachments and no weapon proficiencies. I wanted to start it off with a couple of the more difficult guns. Obviously, this one isn't too bad. I kicked off the series last week with Model 1887. I actually felt that to be quite a challenge, just because of the rate of fire on that gun. I felt that if I wasn't getting one-hit kill, then I just was not winning the gunfight. Anyway, like I said, this week is the PM-9. Running around with the PM-9, I feel like I'm running around with a machine pistol or some kind of secondary. You know, you got it in one hand, it's very small, and it plays a lot like a secondary. The range and the damage are, like, non-existent. You have to empty almost a whole clip. You saw what I just did at that range. Look at that lucky 7. Alright. You saw what I did at that range. It took probably 3/4 of the clip before I was able to take that guy out. And that was a decent range with an assault rifle, or actually probably with the PP-90. He would have been done with less than half a clip.
UAV recon standing by.
Anyway, some of the things I didn't like about this gun, the iron sights, they're just crowded in my opinion. They block out way too much of the area that I'm aiming at, and they're very little help. Steady aim will fix this so that you can run some other attachments, such as maybe extended mags, or I guess silencer would work as well. It would probably be preferable, depending on what map you're playing and what game mode it is. Anyway, my whole point to this is that running a gun bare bones is a very important part of the learning process of a gun.
UAV recon standing by.
Most people have the gun that they're
UAV
comfortable
recon is
with,
standing by.
and that will be the gun that they use for the majority of their matches. However, when you start running a new
UAV
weapon,
recon ready for
you're not really sure
deployment.
what works best.
UAV online.
Most people will probably just use attachments and proficiencies that they were using on the gun previously. Now that may work for you, but it may not be the best setup for this gun. So let me go over a couple things that I think you can learn from running a gun bare bones. Number one, the most important thing I think, is the iron sight. The iron sight can be a huge deal on a gun. Some guns you might be perfectly comfortable using the iron sight. For me, that's the ACR. But other guns, such as this, the iron sights are just a pain. For me, it feels like I'm aiming the entire gun at the enemy, instead of putting him in the middle of my crosshairs, or, you know, in the middle of a sight. I have to block him out entirely with the gun, and not until I can't see him anymore
Ready for deployment.
can I shoot the gun. Now, this really
Ready for
bothers me,
deployment.
and I've learned that I would probably be better off with some kind of sight. Since this is an SMG, and I would be avoiding most of the long-range combat, a red dot would work fine. You'll also get a feel for the recoil of a gun, and you'll be able to decide if you need to use the kick proficiency to make aiming more manageable. For guns such as this, because it's an
UAV
SMG,
ready for deployment.
I would probably skip using the kick proficiency, because I'm more comfortable just running around with steady aim and hip firing. This frees me up for something like range or damage. And actually, after watching this particular match back, I would probably put attachments on this weapon. That way I can use extended mags, because I kept running out of ammo, and I would just put a silencer on the gun to help keep me off the radar a little bit more. It may just have been my sensitivity at the time, but my aim was all over the screen when I was aiming down the sights with this weapon.
UAV online.
Probably because of the high rate of fire, and it also makes the clip on this weapon feel incredibly small. And I find myself constantly having to reload, and constantly switching to my secondary weapon to finish off an enemy. One thing that could be done in this situation, I know, is I could have picked up some enemy guns. But that all depends on how you're playing. At the time, I was trying to play with the PM-9 only. So beside my secondaries, I didn't use any other weapons. If I hadn't died so many times, I would have definitely run into the problem of running out of ammo. And I would have wished that I had scavenger on. But because I died more than I would have liked, I had plenty of ammo to go. And you can probably see, like always, when I run a new weapon, I like to run the support kill streak. I know I've said this before. I run the UAV, the SAM turret, and the advanced UAV. I do this because in a game like Call of Duty, I don't like surprises. I don't want to come around a corner and get shot when you were sitting there for 20 minutes, not running a perk that would keep you off the radar. That just pisses me off. So I like to have my radar on, so I knew when people were coming. And I think that really helped me out. It was a tie game here. I looked down. I was a little worried, but he was shooting. He was just sitting in the open. And normally I don't smash tactical insertions. I like to camp them. If I know I'm in a safe spot, I'll camp out the tactical insertion. As soon as someone pops back up, and then I'll kill them. Or if I see that they're gonna drop another tac insert, I'll wait and let them drop another one. Anyway, as far as this gun goes, it's horrible bare bones. And that's really what I take away from this game. As I said, my recommendations would be to run a sight, such as red dot, or if you're going to be doing a lot of hip firing, I would just slap extended mags on this gun. And I learned that it's really only good for close quarter situations. Situations where you're going to be in tight hallways, such as this right here, or between the buildings in the map Mission, or on a small map like Dome. And that's when you're going to get the best use out of this gun. I would not want to get caught on the streets of Baccarat when the enemy's respawning all the way down the street, because I would get picked off before I even got over there to shoot them. It's just, it's too short of a range for this weapon. But in the close quarters, this gun's rate of fire really helps it dominate. And that's where it shines, is in the close quarter situations.
SAM turret ready for deployment.
Now you see, I don't know why I pulled the SAM turret out down there. I had to walk all the way down the street. I would definitely advise against that. That's a bad idea. I was very open to being shot right there. Now I was throwing some grenades, and I had no idea where this guy was. Luckily, he was still stunned, because he easily could have taken me out, and that was stupid for me to not check that corner, because that's where I was running. That's where I was throwing. And that last kill right there, the one that brought me to the score of 1150. The only reason I knew he was coming was because I heard that my SAM turret had been destroyed. I knew I was clear. I knew there was no guys over there. And I remembered exactly where I dropped the SAM turret. So I decided to run over there and see if I could pick him off first. Now this is an exception to the range. If you can head glitch, the guy can't get to you, as long as you burst fire the weapon, you can get a kill at a long range, but it's going to take you quite a few tries. So it'll only work in a position where you have really good cover. Other than that, it's going to be taking you way too long, and it's just not worth it.
UAV recon standing by. Repeat, UAV recon
You
is
see right
standing
there my
by.
high sensitivity. Just to thank for that kill. Luckily, I was able to turn around fast enough to get another kill there. Same with there. And luckily, this sniper just failed. He was trying to no-scope me, I think, or some type of hip fire with his sniper rifle, and I heard him as he missed, and I was able to turn around before he knifed me and get the game-winning kill. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a 30-13 match. Not the best, but it won. I did win the game. And that was the second installment of my Barebones series where I ran the PM-9. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. And until next time.